We on Makala.
Con. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before we get started, you know what we got to do. We got to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. That's all praises to the Almighty and the only Most High God and His Son, who everybody calls Jesus Christ. This is United in Yahweh, Defenders of Israel, with Elder Yaqua. We here to talk about current events. We wrapping up some stuff about Feast of Dedication, and we also get into the real New Year with some current events, man. So I hope y'all enjoy. Like we said, if y'all got any questions, leave comments for any questions, concerns, man. Shalom, shalom to the 12. Let's go and get to it, man.
To water. Great salute, King. Great salute, King. Great
Ayan the
introduction.
Bar King. Ayan the Bar King.
Cause I'm gonna go into the origins of F4D Feast of Dedication. Even though it's over with, I just want to touch on it a little bit because it just passed, and then we just coming into all these pagan holidays, Christmas, the fake New Year's Eve. So I just want to go into the origin of where this stuff come from. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the first book of Maccabees. You can get it from the King Baba Kasha. I'm gonna start from chapter 1, verse 1. I'm gonna read down to 10. I mean, you can read down to 11, and then you can stop, and I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna skip and jump down to verse 41. I just want to make a valid point real quick.
Hold on, give me 1 second, King, because it's not popping up on my thing. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, come on.
Okay. You say first Maccabee start where?
1 to 11.
Con. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, starting at verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chetam, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, Salakia.
Nice. All right, you can stop right there for a moment. So he said he come out of the land of Shittim. So that's Europe. That's modern day Europe, right? And Alexander the Great, he conquered over Persia. He conquered Darius the king. You know what I mean? So this is the rise of Esau right here. The title of the video is The Rise of Esau. So this is like one of the major things that happened in history for Esau. So go ahead, King Baba Kashaw.
Con, King. Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. 3. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. 5. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Verse 8. And his servants bare rule every one in his place. Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Stop slacking. Stop right there, King. So he said evil was multiplied on the earth. So we go back to precept on precept, Job 9:24. He said the earth is given to what? The hands of the wicked, right? Mm-hmm. So we see that this devil, right, that the Most High whacked, now multiplied. Esau reign is about to be multiplied up on the earth at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? From this point, it just get worse and worse. So you can go ahead and hit you was on verse 9, you can hit 10.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surname Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
All right, you can start right there, King. So we're gonna jump down to 41. Before you jump down to 41, you see how he said he came. He said he reigned in the 137 year in the kingdom of the Greeks. So the Greeks philosophy and a lot of the Greek origin is still playing on the world today. That's where you get all your pagan origins from. Christmas, the days of the week, New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? All your pagans going to church on Sunday. This all is pretty much Greek philosophies. You see what I'm saying? So this is the multiplied evil that's on the earth, and it's still taking place today. So you could jump down to 41 from the King Biblical Shop.
I'm gonna actually need you to scroll down there, King, because I'm actually reading
Okay,
it off the screen.
yeah, I do need to scroll down there anyway.
Okay.
For that.
Are you all good, King? I'm doing it on my phone, so my app is like messing up. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. 42.
No, you start right there. I just want to get 41.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit 42 too, but let me hit 41. It said, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. So he's basically trying to get everybody with this one world government, what Esau tried to do today. Like you see signs. I don't know if you've seen the sign when it says coexist. They have different religions spelling coexist. So he want everybody to be under one rulership. That's what he's doing. So he can have.
Well, he's going to be on top.
You know what I mean? So he want to be pretty much a dictator over the whole. Right, yeah, he want to be on top of everything. Right, he want to take over everything. So you can get up to 42. Then I'm gonna jump to chapter 4 after that.
King. 42. And everyone should leave his laws. So all heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
So he wanted everybody to leave their culture and just follow under them. You know what I'm saying? That's how America is. They want everybody. They don't care. Like you were going to an establishment, business establishment, whatever. Their first thing they walk up to you, Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. How y'all know I celebrate Christmas? How you know I celebrate New Year? They don't give a damn. They just force that on you, man. You know what I mean? Right. I have to tell people many times I don't celebrate. I don't celebrate. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the same ideology that's in ancient days. There's nothing new under the sun. It's pretty much happening now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into chapter 4, man, because like you have some people, man, that even Elder seeing on my page still trying to say, oh, this is Japhet. This is Japhet. No, this is Esau, man. And the Maccabees tell you that the book of Maccabees tell you who the Israelites was going to war with, man. You know what I'm saying? But they want to say, you'll see on my page, I say something about Esau. No, Esau not the way, man. That's Japhet. No, that's not true. Esau is the so-called white man. I used to think that too. I ain't gonna lie, but when I got edified and I learned, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I realized. So I'm hoping when I get down on these precepts that most people be edified with this too. So I'm gonna start in chapter 4, and then I'm gonna go into verse 12. I'm gonna pull it up on the Bible app. Chapter 4, verse 12. And I'm gonna pitch it to the next. I ain't gonna go long. I ain't gonna get long with them because I know a lot of stuff got to get brought out today. I ain't gonna be long with. I'm just trying to get to the valid point of I'll start at verse 9. I just go from chapter 4, verse 9.
You ready, King?
Yeah,
Okay, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 9. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued them with an army.
Slakia. So this is Judah. This is Judah Maccabees attacking the heathen. So he's trying to rally up the troops and saying, remember of the days of old, how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued with an army, because they about to fight Gorgeous in his army, one of the Lieutenant Edomites, right? So you can go ahead and keep reading. You can read all the way to 15.
15. King. 10. Now therefore, let us cry unto heathen. Peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us and remember the covenant of our fathers and destroy this host before our face this day. 11. That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel. 12. Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them. 13. Wherefore they went out the camp to battle, but they were with Judas, sounded their trumpets. 14. So they joined battle, and the heathen, being discomfited, fled into the plain. 15. Howbeit, all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword, for they pursued them unto Gazara and to the plains of Udimia.
Stop right there. You said the plains of in Dumia, right?
Idumea, Khan.
Okay, so if they run into the plains of Idumea, now where's Idumea? That's the land of Esau.
Khan.
That's Idumea. So for those who think, why are these people, the Greeks and everybody, running into the land of Idumea if they Japhet? They running in the land where they from. That's where they going. That's what like somebody chasing you back in the days in the hood. You ran back to your hood, bro.
Right.
Right.
They ran back to the plains of Idumea.
Right,
You know
exactly.
Where they felt safe at, because that's who these people were, man. They were Idumea. They was Esau, man. So we gonna
Salakia. Idumea is the Greek word for Esau.
come. Yeah, to
Go ahead.
For bringing it up. All right, so we're gonna go into same first same chapter. We're gonna jump down to, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Verse 36. We're gonna read it to 46.
Khan, let me know when you're ready for me to start, King.
Okay. All right. You can get it, King.
Khan, verse 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary. 37. Upon this, all the most assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate and the altar profane and the gates burned up and shrubs growing in the courts as a forest or in one of the mountains, yeah, and the priest's chambers pulled down. 39. They rent their clothes and made great lamentation and cast ashes upon their heads and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried toward heaven. 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law. 43. Who cleansed the sanctuary and bare out the defiled stones into the unclean place. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they thought it was best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it, wherefore they pulled it down. 46. And laid up the stones of the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to shew what should be done with them.
Okay, come. So we know this was the Israelites did to the Edomites, but Amalek want to act like they was the ones who partook in this act when they were a part of the Edomite family. You see what I'm saying? But they want to act like that this is what they have done, but this is what our ancestors have done, not your ancestors. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are in Dumia. Y'all are the damn heathens that we had to put out the damn sanctuary to cleanse it, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the people, but they want to deceive the world with lies in history, and trying to push white supremacy. You know what I mean? And trying to make it seem like we was just, they like you look up, when you want to say when you look up black people in the Bible, they want to just say like we was the Canaanites and we was all this, man. All of them are damn lies, man. You know what I mean? Damn Canaanites. We were the Israelites in the Bible. Y'all was the Amalek. Y'all was the Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying?
Salakia, Amalek, when you look in Genesis, Amalek is the grandson of Esau.
Con.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah, con. Totally agree. So I'm gonna jump down to 61 because I want to know, let the viewers know which heathen that we was dealing with when we was going through this. Same chapter, verse 4, verse 61. I'm gonna pull it up.
Con, let me know when you're ready for me to bring it out, King.
Okay, con. All right, you can bring it out, King.
Con, King. Verse 61. And they set there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsur to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
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 Idumea. We know who Idumea is. That's Esau.
Idumea.
Idumea. So
There you go.
Idumea, right? We know that's
Con-
Esau. This is who we kicking out our temple. Idumea.
That's right.
So-called white man. That's who it, you know what I'm saying? That's who we kicking out. You know what I mean? So I'm almost about to be finished, and I'm gonna pitch it to y'all brothers. Let me go to First Maccabees. I'm gonna go in chapter 5. Quick. And I'm gonna start at verse 3. Now I remember Elder was talking about this in the last video. Elder Yakab was talking about this on the last video when he says, that verse, chapter 5, verse 3. You get it from me, King Biblical
Con. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 5, and verse 3. Then Judah fought against the children of Israel.
Hey, Slack, you kind of going low on your.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me now, King?
Yeah. Can you repeat it again from the top?
Con.
We couldn't hear you.
Con, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 3. Then Judah fought against the children of Esau.
Not right there. He fought against the children of who?
The children of Esau.
But I thought Esau was Japhet.
Con.
I thought Idumea was in Japhet. Why I say Esau?
That's right.
Okay, go ahead, King.
Con. Then Judah fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Arabaton, because they besieged Gael, and he gave them a great overthrow and abated their courage and took their spoils.
Right, they go Esau again, the so-called your friendly neighborhood white man, right there again. So let me go into let me see what I want to go to now. The picture to y'all after this. I think I have like one more scripture. I want to go into Second Maccabee. I'm going to Second Maccabees this time, and I'm gonna go into Second Maccabees. I'm gonna start at chapter 4. Start at verse 9. And I'm gonna pitch it to the next best.
Mike, you can go in there and talk about the holidays next.
Okay, Con, got you, King.
All right, you can go ahead and get it, King.
Okay, Con. This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 9. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus. Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going all the way to 15, King. Bible shot.
Con, King. 10. Which were when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule of forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. 11. And the royal privileges granted of the special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amenity and aid. He took away, and putting down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up new customs against the law.
Come, stop right there. So you see how he said brought up new customs against the law. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what Esau does. You know what I mean? He changes everything according to what he want to change for him. You see what I'm saying? He don't give a damn about your customs. He don't care about our Sabbath. He just want everything to go his way. But you go ahead.
Right.
God. 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. 13. Now such as the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, an ungodly wretch, and no high priest. 14. That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise, after the game of discus called them forth. 15. not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Okay, stop right there. So he said he don't care about the honors of their father. He wanted to go by the Grecians. So when you go into, you about to go, I'm about to picture to you now. So that's what I'm trying to bring out right here. So the origin of all these pagan holidays, Christmas, fake New Year's, Easter, or whatever you want to name, you know what I mean? That all come from the origin of the Greeks, and it's all the way. This comes all the way back over 2,000 years ago, and it's in the influence of what they did with the Maccabees and the Israelites back then. This same influence is partaking itself right now. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go on picture to you, King. I just want to bring that out.
Great precepts, King. Great precepts. Really broke that thing down, man.
Water a lot.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if y'all got, like we said, y'all got any questions, man, don't be scared to leave comments, man. You know, we love to get back to the people, you know, talk about it. And the part I'm getting at is the fake New Year. Of course, we just had, you know, the fake New Year just come in, you know, and our people, you know what's crazy that I see a lot, like I'll see our people, like just people in general, they'll be online. They say, yeah, I know this ain't the real New Year, but, you know.
And still do it.
They still do it. You know, because that's just how heavy that brainwash is, man. You know, that brainwash got them. You know, they can know the truth, but they want to do what the heathen do, man. You know, like, hey, his brother brought out there, nothing new under the sun. But what I wanted to bring out was Exodus 12 and just pretty much just try to break down, you know, when does the new year start? You know, what's the reason about it? You know, the name of the first month, Abib, all that good stuff. So we're going to start at Exodus 12. It goes in, it not only is it telling you when the new year is, it's telling you the reason behind it. You know, we call it the Passover or the Pesach. So we're going to start at Exodus 12, straight from 1.
Come, I'll read for you, King.
Come, King. Let me
know when you're ready.
Come, King. I'm about to bring it up on mine too. Give me this. You all good over there, Elder?
Yeah, I'm good.
Come, King.
A little cough, that's all. Swallowed the wrong way.
Come, King. All right. We ready, King.
Okay, come. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1. And Yahweh spoke unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, this month should be unto you the beginning of months. It should be the first month of the year to you.
Okay, so like, stop right there, King. So right there in scripture, Most High is saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Now, before we go any further, remember that part. And then we're going to break down the stuff that's going around, that's going on as it's the first, as it's a bib. Like how it's looking outside, what holiday, what holy day we supposed to celebrate. Okay, keep going, King.
Verse 3. Speak ye unto the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of the month, they should take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house.
Okay, keep on going, King.
Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating should make your account for the lamb.
Stop right there, King. So now, as y'all saying, that now even the people who do celebrate, the Christian churches or whatever, who do celebrate the first of the year or who do celebrate New Year, they not doing all this. They're not even doing this, or, let alone they celebrating on the wrong day. You know what I mean? And a lot of these Christian pastors know that because, they're supposed to be so head deep in the Bible. The proof is in the pudding. And then, like I said, even if the fake New Year they do celebrate, they cooking pork chops and black-eyed peas. They're not doing none of this stuff the scripture says do. But keep on going, King.
Verse 5. Your lamb should be without blemish. A male of the first year, ye should take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
God, keep going, King.
Verse 6. And ye should keep it unto the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel should kill it in the evening.
God. Keep on going, King.
Verse 7. And they should take of the blood strike it on two side posts on the upper door post of the houses wherein they should eat it.
Stop right there, King. Now, for the people who lost, this Exodus is pretty much breaking down, getting ready for the Pesach, feast on unleavened bread, all that good stuff. All right, the real New Year. This is everything we're supposed to be doing. Like, we are living in captivity, so sometimes we can't do it how we, really want to do it. Like, have the right lamb and actually go kill it, and
Right.
it got to be, a male of his first year. We ain't always perfect, but at least, we're trying to do what the scripture says. We're trying to celebrate the real New Year the right way.
Right.
Keep on going, King.
Come. Verse 8. And thou shalt eat the flesh at night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread with a bitter herbs, they should eat it.
Keep going, King.
Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, no sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with legs, and with the prudence thereof.
Okay. You know what? I think we can go ahead and go on down to 12, King.
Let me pull it up on
No, actually, no, Salakia. No, you can go right to 11. I don't want to miss this part.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 11. And thus ye should eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye should eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover.
Salakia, stop right there, King. Yahweh's Passover. Now, from the top of this chapter all the way from 1 to 11, they breaking down everything that's supposed to be happening on the real New Year, for the Most High, aka the Passover, aka the Pesach. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is when we're supposed to be celebrating it. Keep on going, King.
Verse 13. And the blood should be to you. Well, hold on. Where I stopped? I stopped it.
Yeah. We on.
Yeah, you
12,
went to 11,
King.
so now it's 12, right?
Yeah, we on 12. Yep.
And it says, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh.
Keep on going, King.
Verse 13. And the blood should be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague should not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
So you know what? We could really stop right there. That was not really stop right there, but that's pretty much. This is describing the Passover, the real New Year's. I'm trying to find the exact scripture where it says, far as like the growth of barley, far as I want to get the scriptures pretty much describing the weather that what was going on.
Right.
Around the Pesach.
Oh wow.
I think it said the month of Abib. When it says that means green ears. So I believe that's an Exodus.
Right.
I was looking at Exodus 13.
I was just about to say that. Yep, Exodus 13. It
Want to get to it, King?
Yep, Carl. Yep, go ahead. Appreciate it, King.
Tawada, King.
You're on the ball.
I gotta pull it up, King.
I'll take your time, King.
I gotta pull it up. We want me to start from verse 1?
Yep, you can start on verse 1. We can just go and bring it out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever opened the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine. Verse 3, and Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came from Egypt out of the house of bondage, for by the strength of the hand Yahweh brought you out from this place. There should no leavened bread be eaten. So
stop right there, King. Now, as y'all can see, this Passover is a big deal. Our New Year is a big deal. This is for when he brought us out of bondage when we was in Egypt. The worldly New Year ain't got nothing to do with no morals. It's all about getting drunk, doing drugs, catching DUIs, having raw sex. Getting tore down, right? Like, let's be real. That's what it's all about, right? In the world,
Right.
this, the
Come on,
biblical,
get lit, hit something.
right?
Yeah.
Get lit, make some bad decisions, catch a
Fornicate.
STD.
Yep, come.
Like they going crazy. No, man, the Lord, the real New Year, man, it actually means something. He took us out of bondage, man. That's why we're supposed to keep celebrating the real New Year. You know what I mean?
Good.
Salakia, Michael Allen. Let me just say something real quick, Bubba Shaw.
Con.
We talk. The Pesach is technically 2 weeks after the New Year, technically, but it's still, what I'm saying. We don't want to confuse the New Year's Day specifically with the Pesach, because Pesach is supposed to be observed a couple of weeks after the first month, which is which is not now. Right. Clearly, that's all. Go ahead.
Well, actually, the reason why I bring up the Pesach so much is because I'm just trying to literally kind of put two and two together that the Pesach is around the New Year.
Absolutely, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Just around, at least around the same time frame. And I pretty much, actually, the brother Baraki, I was about to bring out this last precept. The main reason, verse 4, and then we were going to bring out the true meaning of that word bib too.
Mm-hmm.
Just for edification, King. So, Baraki, you can bring that last precept out.
Good. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 4. This came they out in the month of Abib.
Right, Abib, the beginning of the month of months, the same as the New Year, the same as the Bazak. So, like the elder was saying, it's separated, but it's in the same time frame. So,
it's not January. The first month is Abib, not January.
Abib, King. And I just want to get out the true meaning of Abib. Then I'm going to pretty much digress on my end, because I know the elder about to bring it on out. I'm ready to hear it.
Yeah, so me too.
Man. So let's get the true meaning of Abib, because people could be listening, be like, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you want to go into the strong concordance, basically.
Yeah, right. Ear. Well, I see I got the definition. This is ear of grain or green ears, referring to the first month. Significant for the barley harvest. Anytime you hear harvest, something is growing. Food is growing. Stuff ain't none of that stuff happening at the dead smack of the winter time. You know what I mean? Ain't none of that happening in the dead smack of the winter.
Yeah, I think it's a scripture too when he was talking about. I think in Exodus 11, I think it talks about the barley. The barley was growing. Before the barley, let me see.
Let's find it and bring it on now. Let's see.
Exodus.
Barley.
11 talks about the barley. Okay, yeah, here we go. It's Exodus chapter 9, verse 31. It said, "And the flax and the barley was smitten." Okay, I'll pull it up so you can see it. Hold on. And then you want to pull up the month of and
you break it up a little bit,
so people can see what the month of Abib means.
Could
you hear me, King?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You kind of started to go fade out a little bit.
Okay, so the scripture you was talking about is Exodus chapter 9, verse 31.
King.
When I was talking about the barley. So it says this Exodus chapter 9, verse 31, "And the flax and the barley was smitten, for the barley was in the ear." So I mean, it was coming up in the ear, like the corn ear.
Right.
And the flax was boiled.
Right. So not too heavy on that precept, but it's just enough to tell you that stuff was being grown, harvested. Like, you guys got to understand context and how to read these precepts to know what they was talking about. Around the month of Abib, the spring, that's when stuff is being grown. That's when the grass is back. That's when the leaves come back. That's when people growing all the harvest and all that good stuff. All that can't be done in January, but the paganism is so deep in our people's head, they just don't care. For whatever reason, they get to have a good time and to do what they do. That's all the reason they need that. So we just trying to break it down for y'all, man. So I digress, man. And yeah, I'm gonna give a swing it on to the elder, man. Elder,
did you want to put up a bib first, or you cool?
Oh, I thought you already put it up. My bad. I was
no. I never put it up. I gotta stop sharing this and go to start sharing the other. So let me stop sharing the Bible app. Okay, then now let me go into see. Strong's recording. Then put it up. Then picture to Elder, so Elder can rock out. Okay, here we go. So let me go back to the screen. Now I gotta share it. Share screen. Did y'all see it?
No. Okay, wait for you.
It's coming. There you go.
All right, what about now? There you go. So
right.
So read.
Salaki King, what you was about to say?
Now I was gonna read it for you. It said original word bib. Now it's a masculine word in Hebrew. It's masculine. And it says the definition of it is green, young ear of grain. So that means it's green. That means it's at the beginning of rising up. Like that's what that means. Like you said, things are growing. At the point of growing in the spring, because that's the origin of the crops being grown in the springtime.
Right. Exactly.
Ain't nothing but snow over here where I am.
Right. Same over here. but somehow, Salakia, somehow, white man got us with this New Year, but like, Daniel 7:25, they tell you that white man gonna play with time. They try to confuse us. Daylight saving times, an hour up, an hour back, all these false times. They don't go off the moon on nothing, man. So it's just the times we living in, man. But we got to be able to put two and two together, man. So the water came for bringing up that true definition of a bib, so people can get a greater understanding. And I'm gonna pass it on to the elder, man.
The water. Good job, Akim. So the title of this is called "The Rise and Fall in Esau," right? So we just recap. Barakia was basically identifying the Greeks as Esau, right? Even though there were black Greeks there before, because we observed that Alexander was Esau. Now, mind you, this is the beginning of the first Edomite empire, so to speak. But we've always, one of the narratives of the Bible is the conflict between who? Jacob and Esau, us and your friendly neighborhood, you know what? So that goes to the beginning. You can start in Genesis, but for time's sake, we'll go to let's go to Exodus, the 17th chapter. All right. And start at verse 9, I think.
Exodus 17, verse 9.
Exodus 17. And yeah, start at 8. My bad. Start at 8.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 9. As it reads.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. As it reads. Verse 8. Then came Amalek, and fought with Israel and Rephidim.
Stop. So we just established before Hold on. We talked before, or I mentioned that Amalek is the grandson of Esau. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 9. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out and fight with Amalek tomorrow, and I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand.
Right. So when we came out of Egypt, these is the first people to try and snuff us. The women and children was at the back, and they tried to snuff us from the rear. Keep going.
Verse 10. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek, and Moses and Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill.
Keep going.
Verse 11. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed.
Right. So that's self-explanatory. Keep going.
Verse 12. But Moses' hands were very heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the other one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady unto the going down of the sun.
Keep going.
Verse 13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword.
Keep going.
Verse 14. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
Now, we just read that when Moses' hand was tired, his hand would fall down, and then Amalek would start whooping our behind. So somebody assisted. They kept Moses' hand up, and as long as Moses' hand was up, we got in that. We whooped that. You know what? All right. Where was you at? 14.
Yeah, I stopped at 14.
Read 15.
And verse 15. And Moses built an altar and called it the name of, I'm just going to say the Hebrew name, Yahweh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The name of Yahweh. That's what Jehovah mean anyway, Yahweh. Verse 16. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So it says the Most High would have war with Amalek from generation to generation, meaning basically forever, or really until Yahushua comes back. Because when Yahushua comes back, and me personally, I think that's going to be sooner rather than later, but I can't say because I don't know. But when Yahushua comes back, it's all going to flip, and he's going to put us in rulership in the kingdom. All right. So it said from generation to generation, which means that would suggest that we're going to continue to have conflict with Esau. Obviously, right here in America, obviously, that's obvious. So we're going to get into something real quick. And if this man would have been obedient to the Most High, we wouldn't be in this situation. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 15 real quick.
1 Samuel.
So while you get that, once again, we have always had conflict because the Bible in Genesis tells you what, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, right? So that spirit has been maintained throughout time, right? You got it?
Yeah. So you want to read which verse? Starting at verse 1?
Verse 1, yeah.
Okay, good. This is 1 Samuel. Chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now,
Stop. Hold on, Salakia. So it said that king over his people. Now, if you go in the Christian church or you listen to the heathens, they'll say anybody who follows Jesus is the people. Read that again.
It says from the top, 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh sent me to Yahweh sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahweh.
Keep going.
Verse 2. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Stop. So we just talked about that. We just talked about in Exodus 17. We just talked about that. Keep going.
Verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
Stop. So I thought God loves everybody, right? That's what they say. Doesn't sound like according to what we just read, right? Keep going.
Verse 4. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah.
So we was ready. Like the Most High said, get y'all do what y'all do, right? Drop down to verse 7.
Verse 7.
No. Slack. Read verse 5. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley.
So we was about to do the damn thing, right? Keep going.
Verse 6. And Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye show kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Canaanites departed from among the Amalekites.
So these people, the Canaanites, we gave them warning, like, yo, man, y'all kind of sided with us back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want this smoke. You better leave them alone, right? So it says, so the Canaanites departed from among the Amalekites, right? Because they didn't want y'all don't want this smoke, right? Keep going.
Verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to shore that is over against Egypt.
So we started doing what the Most High said. Keep going.
Verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
Now that was a mistake. The Most High said all of them, but it said he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive. Now that was being disobedient, right? Read verse 9.
Verse 9. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and the oxen and the fatness and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refuse that they destroyed utterly.
Keep going.
Verse 10. Then came the word of Yahweh unto Samuel, saying, It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from following me and have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh all night.
See, this has been the problem with Israel from the very beginning. The Most High say do something, niggas don't do it, right? Keep going.
Verse 12. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set up a place and is going about and passed on and gone down to Gilgal.
Keep going.
Verse 13. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of Yahweh, I have performed the commandment of Yahweh.
All right. So the issue was we were supposed to do A, B, and C, and we only did A and B. Drop down to 18.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 18. And Yahweh sent thee on a journey and said, Go utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they been consumed.
That's kind of self-explanatory, right? Keep going.
Verse 19. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of Yahweh, but didst fly up on the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of Yahweh?
Keep going. Read up to 21. Read 20 and 21.
Verse 20. And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have opened the voice of Yahweh, and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me, and have brought up Agag, the king of the Amalek, and they utterly destroyed the Amalekites. Verse 21. But the people took up spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy power in Gilgal.
Now the Most High, he didn't say do all that. See, we have always been disobedient to the Most High from the very beginning, right? All right, like I said, this book, one of the narratives of the Bible is the conflict that we've had. We just talked about the Maccabees, you know, at the beginning of the program. So I'm just giving a little more history, and just to demonstrate clearly, we have always had conflict with this people, because the Bible said, what? I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So I'm going to skip this. But even if you go into Purim, if you notice, we know that the Purim is coming up in a couple of months. In the story of Purim with Esther, Haman was an Edomite military advisor. And Haman wanted to kill all the Jews. Let's get Ezekiel 35 and 5 real quick.
Let me put it up. Ezekiel 35
right? And 5. Yeah, 35 and 5.
Ezekiel 35 and 5.
Ezekiel 35. You said Ezekiel 35 and 5.
You want me to bring it out, King?
Don't matter.
Okay, Con. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end.
Now, this is kind of fast forwarding into you know, a little bit, because what happened in this captivity right here in America. But the point is, it said, thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Now, we can link that up back to Genesis, like I said, when the Bible says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. And then if you go a little bit further down in Genesis, it says, when Isaac died, his father, he said, I will kill my brother Jacob. So this spirit has been in these people from day one, right? Let's go, in the interest of time, let's go up to Obadiah chapter 1 and start at 11.
Obadiah 1 at
11.
All right. You ready, King?
Yes, sir.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them.
Stop. So it says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side. Now, we know the book of Obadiah is talking about your friendly neighborhood, you know who, right? So this is talking about the Babylonians. This is talking about basically when they assisted the Babylonians to bring us down, right? Keep going.
Con. By thou shouldest not have not looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
Now, once again, we're talking about how it said thy brother, right? So these people assisted the Babylonians take us down, right? The Babylonians took us down, and this is what we're talking about. Keep going.
Con. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, Thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
So basically, they assisted the Babylonians and they kind of robbed us too. You know what I'm saying? Just like they tried to get at us back in Exodus. So like I said, one of the narratives of the Bible is the conflict that we had. So I'm not going to get into every single conflict. We just talked about the Feast of Dedication and Hanukkah, how we overthrew the Greeks. When you look in the New Testament, that's basically when we were subjugated by the Romans, right? So in the interest of time, we're just going to go up to like what's going on right now, because a lot of things is happening. The Bible tells you what's going to happen before Yahweh Shai, or Mashiach, or who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, comes back. And when he comes back, it's going to be what you call regime change, right? Instead of Esau ruling the world, who's going to rule the world? We are, under Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? So let's get into some of these current events. Y'all want to say something?
Cut. No, I'm not. I'm gonna let you rock out. You got more stuff to say. I might say some stuff when you finish, but I'm gonna let you go and rock out. I did want to bring up a few more precepts when you finish.
Okay. So basically, let's go to Mark. Let's go to Mark. 1 second. Let's go to Mark chapter 3, verse 23. Let's go there.
Mark 3, verse 23.
Because mind you, like I said, at this particular time, we were dominated by the Romans, who was also Idumea, aka Esau, right?
Go
ahead.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? 24.
So how can Satan cast out Satan? Because that's who's ruling. Right? Keep going.
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Keep going.
And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand.
Keep going.
And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end.
Stop. So this is where we are right now. Basically, when you look at Mark chapter 3, Matthew chapter 24, Luke chapter 21, is basically saying the same thing. The signals that Esau's kingdom is going to fall. So my brother just read, he said, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. King Esau is clearly divided amongst himself. You have the Western America and the West against Putin and the East. You have Democrats versus Republicans. You have liberals versus conservatives. You even have right now, you have the Republicans divided against the Republicans, right? If you look at what's going on now or recently, you have a lot of what you call MAGA people, make America great again, which means what? Make America white again. But what happened with Trump last month? He cut the food stamps off, So a lot of people are figuring out that Trump is jerking his own people, his own constituents, right? Read verse 27.
Verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Stop. So it said no man can enter into the strong man's house. Who's the strong man? Esau. Now it says, except he will bind the strong man. How does that happen? These scriptures, these prophecies is binding the strong man, right? It's not that we're physically doing it. It's the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the more this truth comes out, the more Esau gets shook. Because the script, give me a real quick Revelations 12 and 12, real quick.
Okay. Revelations 12 and 12. All right. This book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12.
Yep.
Therefore, rejoice, ye heathens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
He knoweth he have but a short time, because what? All these prophecies manifested themselves. All right, let's go. Since we're talking about, let's go to Matthew 24 and start at go to Matthew 24 and start at 7.
Matthew 24, start at 7.
Because you have a lot of people that say, while you're getting this, you have a lot of people that say the Bible is full of fairy tales and, but the Bible, everything in this book is true. It ain't no fairy tale. And as soon as Negroes figure out that we the people of the book and act accordingly, the sooner we can get out of this situation, right? But let's look at some of the stuff that's going to happen before the second coming of Hamashiach. Read that, verse 7.
Verse 7. This is the book of Matthew, Salaki. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes, in diverse places.
Now, you cannot tell me this is not what's going on. You have earthquakes galore. You have floods galore. You have all these, people call it Mother Nature, but it's really Yahweh, right? All these things are happening. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. So what's going on if you look at things? Esau is trying to extend his blessing in one last attempt to dominate the world. For example, right now we're getting ready to go to war with Venezuela, right? Anybody in their right mind can see they already hit them. They taking their ships, they taking their oil. The whole goal is not drugs. It's not about Venezuela and some fishing boats and blowing. It's not about that. Venezuela has hella oil and has hella gold, right? That's what they want, right? So basically, like I said, America wants to dominate the nations, and the nations are tired of it. Give me Obadiah 1 and 2 real quick, and then we're going to come back to this. Obadiah 1 and 2. Because we're talking about World War III, right?
Obadiah, verse 1 and 2. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Right, because technically, if you look at all, the Most High made 18 nations, right? You had mentioned before, Micah Alia, that he changed thing up. He shall change in the book of Daniel. He shall change times and laws and this and that. So the Bible says there's 18 different nationalities on the on the planet. But if you listen to your friendly neighborhood, you know who, you have these people and that people and the Dutch and the French and he changed the times and laws and names, right? So I said that to say this, because of the history of the last 500 years, which was basically Esau's blessing. The Bible in Genesis, he ain't got to get it. It says, and thou shalt live by the sword. And when it says thou shalt live by the sword, that means thou shalt live by military superiority, right? Because the Bible said what? And Esau is a cunning hunter, right? If y'all can connect that. And it says, thou shalt live by the sword, military superiority and terrorism. If you go back to what we read with Barakia, it said when Alexander came on the scene, it said, and evils was multiplied on the earth. Like, who thinks of ways to kill people the way Esau does? chemical weapons, nuclear weapons. Who thinks of shit like this? What you say?
So like, I just want to say one thing. A mouth says Shabbat Shalom. A mouth says Shabbat Shalom to everybody. That's all.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, King. Right? So who thinks of all of these evil things to do to people? Who does that? Right? We know who does that, right? Because the Bible says what? And thou shalt live by the sword, by military superiority and terrorism. Basically, Esau is terrorizing all the nations to take the natural resources. If anybody remembers, in the early 1900s, the whole continent of Africa was colonized by the British or the French or the Germans. Every last country was ruled by you know who, right? Now, some of these African countries have gotten independence, right? Well, most of them. And the last one, I guess the last one you could say would be South Africa in maybe the 1980s, because until the 1980s, I personally remember this because I was alive, and Ronald Reagan, you had these people in South Africa doing the dark, they was doing them dirty. You had the system of apartheid, and who supported that? America and the Jewish people, right? Because the Bible says what? And Esau hated Jacob. Esau, Amalek hates us so much. What? They stole our national. You claiming to be us. That's how jealous you are. That's how much you hate us. Then you come up with all these communities, Hebrews versus the Israelites, all these dumb communities where you're going to sit here and tell us about our book. Like, come on, man. Right. Nobody believes these devils anymore, right? Real quick, give me Nahum in the Old Testament. Give me Nahum chapter 3 and Nahum chapter 3, verse 4.
Hey, Salaki, Baraki, can you bring that out, King? My phone glitching.
Yeah, you got me, Baraki?
Come. This is about the Nahum.
Yep.
Nahum,
yeah. Chapter 3, verse 4.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts.
That's talking about your friendly neighborhood. You know who? Keep going.
Mighty precept, Elder. Verse 5. And behold, I am against thee, said Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show thy nations thou nakedness, and the kingdoms thou shame.
That's what's happening right now. The most important part is said, I am against thee, first of all, but it says, I will discover thy skirts upon thy face and show the nations thy nakedness. All these lies that's being told, and it's all getting exposed. Like, for example, a lot of people are looking at Candace Owens right now, and she's finally come to recognize who we are. The Most High works in mysterious ways, because if anybody knows Candace Owens, she was a Republican conservative. It's like she forgot her own people. But like I said, the Most High works in mysterious ways. And even though she's married to Esau, best believe she knows what's going on. The Most High can wake up anybody he wants. And for whatever reason, he definitely woke her up. And she's exposing, one of the things that she's doing is exposing these people, for who they are, like, for example, how the rabbis give fellatio to the baby boys getting herpes. That's not in the Torah. A rabbi's not supposed to do that, right? So the Bible says what? I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame.
God.
Right? So this is where we are. Esau is being exposed for the devil that the Bible speaks of. And, now don't get mad now. Now that the judgment is coming to you, don't get mad now. Right? Let's go back to Matthew and Matthew 24 and Where was we at? You read 7, so read 8.
Con 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. 9.
Keep going.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So it says they shall deliver you up because this truth is coming out. Now, eventually you're going to have pushback. You know, the truth is out, and, you know, who we are and who Esau is. But best believe we just read the devil shall come down unto you with great wrath. You think Esau wants to give up his power? Of course not. So like I was saying a couple minutes ago, what you see right now with America is, in addition to Venezuela, they about to go into Africa, because just like with Vietnam, this is very similar to Vietnam. Vietnam was a French colony. During the 1950s, the Vietnamese kicked the French out. And then what happened in the 60s? America's like, no, 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 no. I don't care about communism. I don't care about any other pretext lie that they came up. America came in to rescue the French, to take over, to reaffirm white supremacy. That's just the facts. So you have the same thing right now. If you look at Nigeria, I believe Nigeria was a British colony, but it doesn't really matter. Next to Nigeria is Niger. How do you pronounce it? Niger, I forget. Doesn't matter. And Mali and Burkina Faso. Now, in these countries, you have gold, oil, uranium, right? So, like I said, when Trump says, I'm going to bomb Nigeria because of the Christians, you don't give a damn about black Christians. You don't show them love over here in this country. So what makes you think I believe, or we should believe, that you're trying to defend Christian? Get out of it, FOA, right? So the real motivation, just like in Venezuela, is to take the natural resources. This is what he does. Give me John 10:10 real quick. Bubba Show. See, the party's over. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what it is, except the fraction of these still cool niggers. But mostly everybody knows what it is. Hell, like I just said, even Candace Owens knows what it is. And who would have ever believed that? She used to dog black people. She used to, if you go back about 10 years ago, right? She was against her own people.
And
now she's on, we already know that. You a little bit late to the party, but all praises, you know what it is. All praises for that. But she has a bigger platform than niggas on the street teaching. So that's why Esau is really mad. They might kill her while you BSing.
They might.
Right? Mm-hmm. You got that?
Bring that up for you, King?
Con,
this is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not before to steal and to kill and to destroy, and am come that they might have life, and that they may have it more abundantly.
So the point is, at the beginning, the first precept says, the thief cometh but to steal and to kill and to destroy. Who's been doing that for the last 500 years? This is not rocket science. It really isn't. The problem is our people have been indoctrinated via Christianity. Christianity is a replacement theology for our nationality. I think I said that right? Give me Revelations 20, and because this is what's coming too. I mean, it's not going to be all sweet. Like I said, we're going to get some pushback. There's going to be a time when, the famine of the word, the Negroes will not be out on the street because there's going to be tanks and soldiers, stuff like that. Give me Revelations chapter 20 and start at 1.
Give me 1 second, King.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Stop. So the bottomless pit is Europe. Keep going.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
So it says bound him 1,000 years. Now notice it said the old serpent, the devil, and Satan. Who is this talking about? Your friendly neighborhood, you know who, right? Keep going.
Come. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
So it said bound him up. So when did that happen? That's when we ruled Europe during what you call the Dark Ages or the Byzantine Empire. It says that he should deceive the nations no more. So when did he start deceiving the nations? During the Renaissance, starting in the 1400s, right? The first, when the Edomites regained control of Europe, it started in Spain, right? Mm-hmm. That's where it started. Read verse 4.
Come. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
So this is telling you what's coming to us, right? It says the martyrs, Salakia. It says he saw the souls of them that was beheaded for the witness of him, Yahushua. So there's going to be a lot of things coming to us. We're going to have to go through it because the Bible says what? A lot of us are going to die, except for the elect, right? It says who had not worshipped the beast or his image or took the mark, right? A lot of people are going to take the mark. A lot of people are going to take that chip. I mean, we're going to see we're going to see who is who,
right.
Because when this time that is shortly approaching us, this new world order, basically the new war. We just talked about the new world order. Barak, you was mentioning that with Alexander. Everybody is the same, except that somebody is in control, right? David always been trying to do that. So basically, that's going to happen to a certain extent, and then Yahweh is going to send his son Yahushua to rescue us, so to speak, right? Drop down to verse 7, 20 and 7.
Con. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go to.
So that's what I just said. It said hold on. It said when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, meaning he will come back into power, and that was what you call the Renaissance. Keep going.
Con. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
So that's what happened. He deceived everybody into thinking what? To thinking that he was Jesus Christ. And to think, if you look at these movies, we can get into this in Revelations, the 13th chapter. But it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations. And that's what he did, to make himself superior. Right? So at the end of the day, there's a judgment for this. You can't be the top dog forever. Your blessing is not permanent. Give me Psalms 49 and 11 real quick.
Brock, yeah, you can bring that one out, King. I got to charge my phone up.
Yeah. Salakia, my bad. I'm a little long-winded.
Oh, no,
it's all good. It's all good, Elder. I'm putting up on the Bible app.
Okay.
That's what we got the Bible app for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What Psalms 49 and 11.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thoughts is that their houses should continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Right. So for whatever reason, certain people feel like they just gonna rule shit forever.
God.
You know, and I mean, you can clearly see who is who in the Bible. It's just not rocket science, right? Give me Psalms 55 and 21.
Good. $55 and 21.
Yep.
All right, good. Now, look at the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. But
the words of the friendly neighborhood, Slakia, the words of the friendly neighborhood was smoother than butter. Right? Keep going.
But war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. This is not rocket science to figure out, to identify who is who in the Bible. It says, but war was in his heart. Trump is about to set off so many, like, come on, man. You want to fight Venezuela? You want to fight Nigeria? Like, come on, bro. This is not rocket science, right? Keep going.
His words were softer than ore. Yet there was drawn swords.
There was drawn swords, right? You know, the Bible tells you exactly what it is, because it's the Most High's will. You know, like it, accept it, believe it or not, right? Go to Micah 2 and 2 real quick.
Come. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 2.
Yep.
And they covet fields and take them by violence and take them away. So they're oppressing man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Ooh.
Right. So, like I said, this is not rocket science to figure out who is who. We all know what we're talking about. We should, you know what I'm saying? It says, read that again. He covers fields.
So, yeah, they covered fields and take them by violence.
And take them by violence. What do you think is about to happen in Venezuela? What do you think is about to happen in Nigeria and Burkina? You know, if anybody pays attention, what's that dude's name? Ibrahim Toure, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with him. Yeah,
Right. He's basically saying, enough is enough. So, like I said, Esau wants to reestablish dominance. That's all this is about, trying to extend his blessing, right? That's all it's about. But the Most High got a time limit on this sugar honey iced tea, right? So, like I said, this book is a back and forth between the Israelites and the Edomites. Go to Daniel 7 and 20 real quick. Bubba Kashar.
That's where I was gonna go when I was going Daniel 7 and 20. Yeah, I definitely brought that out. That definitely be brought out in this lesson. Yeah, it got to be brought out in this lesson. If you want to get it, I was gonna get it when you finish.
No, you get that for me. I mean, if you don't mind. Daniel 7 and 20. We're gonna read a few of these scriptures real quick. Start at 20.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And of the horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Stop right there. So it says the 10 horns that was in his head, right? This is talking about the Europeans. This is what it's talking about, Esau. Like I said, this book is a back and forth between the conflict that we've had from the beginning of time. So it says, whom 3 fell, right? Notice it said, and before, which came up, and before whom 3 fell. Who's the 3? The 3 is the Spanish Empire, the French Empire, followed by the British Empire. Right? If we look when you see throughout the Bible, it's talking about the seven heads. That's the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the British, the Americans, and the Russians. So now it says of that horn had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things. Who's that? That's America. It says whose look was more stout than the others. Right? Read 21.
God. Verse 21. And I beheld the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them.
So it says that horn, America, made war with the saints. We know the saints are us, the Israelites, and it says prevailed against them. They whooped our ass during slavery to the point where niggas don't even know who they are. Slack it for my language, right? Keep going.
Verse 22. Unto the ancient days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came to the saints possess the kingdom.
Right. So when it says kingdom, it means rulership. It's going to be what they like to call regime change. The real regime change is when you handmaids and servants. That's going to be the regime change.
Right?
Did you want to say something about these scriptures in Daniel? Go ahead.
No, I was pretty much going to get there. Talk about the 10 European nations, like you just brought out: Spain, Greece, Germany, Italy, Portuguese, Great Britain, and France, Rome, and Russia. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, pretty much, you brought it out with that. You know what I mean? And then I like the way you brought out at verse 22 when it says, "Unto the ancient days came, and the judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom." So we're gonna pretty much be into this captivity until Mashiach Yahushua returns.
Basically. Let's go to Revelations, the 13th chapter, and start at 1. 13 and 1.
God. This book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood up on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads, 10 horns, up on his horn, 10 crowns, and up on his head was the name of blasphemy.
The name of blasphemy, because everything these people do are against the Most High. That's blasphemy is what? A wicked lie. If you define the word blasphemy, what's that? A wicked lie, right? Like the people, the Jewish people or the Israelites, a wicked lie, right? So it says, read that one more time, Bubba Kishore.
God, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 1 from the top. And I stood up on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise out of the sea, having 7 heads, 10 horns, up on his horns, 10 crowns, and up on his head, the name of blasphemy.
So the 10 horns, that's the European Union. The 7 heads is the empires. We're going to get into that. Read the next verse.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw like unto a leopard, his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth was the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him power and his seat and great authority.
So that's just the outline. It said, like unto a leopard. The leopard represented the Greeks, right? And it said the feet of the bear. Who's the bear? The Russians. So like I just said, it's talking about the 7 empires, from the Greeks to the Romans to the Spanish to the French, British, Americans, and lastly, the Russians, because people are going to keep playing around in Putin and find out. Real quick, go to Ezekiel chapter 38, and I think it's 4. Ezekiel 38 and 4, real quick. So at the end of the day, while you get that, Esau did get a blessing, and it was to rule. The problem is, it's almost over, and they don't want that. We want that, but of course they don't. So that's why Hamashiach Yahushua is going to come in with a fleet of UFOs and fix it, so to speak, you know, and fix it. Ezekiel 38 and 4. Read that for me.
God, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth all thy army, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers, shields, and all of them handling swords.
So I just mentioned that the Russians was at the end of these 7 heads. So Russia basically started running, or not, I won't say running things, but they became powerful after World War II for all intents and purposes. Now, World War II was that was what, in the 1940s. Here we are in so-called 2026. It says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So what's going on is the Most High is putting the spirit in Putin to be to take shit. Sorry for my language. They some of these countries, when Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev kind of made an agreement or treaties during the 80s and 90s, you had a lot of Poland, East Germany, Ukraine. These were all under Russia. So some of these countries left, or whatever the case, or Most High, Russia let them go, or whatever you want to call it. But now Russia's taking them back, right? If people look at the war between Russia and Ukraine, for example. Ukraine is basically Amalek. So Amalek, basically, Putin is really continuing to do what Hitler did, low key, fighting Amalek. You know, a lot of people don't know that, but that's what it is. So you have Putin reasserting so-called Russian dominance in Eastern Europe. All right, let's go back to Revelation 13 real quick. So at the end of the day, we're talking about the judgment and the end of Esau. The title is The Rise and Fall of Esau. Esau's on his way out because the Most High said so, period. Because the Bible tell you what it is. And all you can do is get mad and try and kill us. But what you don't understand is the more you kill us, the quicker Christ is going to come and kill you. The Bible says, he that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. Right? Revelations 13 and started 4. No, where was we at? Started 3. My bad. Started 3.
God, this is Revelation chapter 3. I'm slack it. Revelation 13. Chapter 13, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and a deadly wound was healed. All the world wondered after the beast.
So this is, once again, it's the Renaissance. It says, as his head was wounded to death, because we took over. We took over from the Greeks and then followed by the Romans. We ruled. People call it the Byzantine Empire, but that was us. You know, once again, they lie. You know, that was us. We ruled Europe. Why, if we didn't rule Europe, why you have all these black statues in Eastern Europe? Why do you have the Russian icons? Like, come on, stop it. Right? Keep going.
Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who's able to make war with him?
Who is able to make war with the so-called white man? Who? Right? Who can make war with America? America has this type of weapon, that type of weapon, blah, 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 blah. Right? Keep going.
Verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
So he's got he gave him power to rule, but like I said, there's a time limit to this, which we are vastly approaching. Right? Keep going.
Verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh to blasphemy his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Keep going.
Verse 7, it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and to power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Now, we just read that in Daniel a few minutes ago. He said he overcame the saints. He whooped our, you know what? But not only that, it said power was given unto him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So once again, this is Esau's blessing according to Genesis, to rule everybody. But like I said, that's almost over with. That's going to be World War III. Everybody against Esau. And anybody in their right mind should be able to see that. Hell, even Esau is going to fight his own people. Let's get into that. Let's go to Revelation 17 and start at 1. 17 and 1, and I'll try and finish up.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came out one of the seven angels which have the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee thou judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Stop. So the great whore is America, for those who don't know. It says that sitteth upon many waters. The waters mean the nations. So you have maybe 800 to 900 military bases all across Earth, or across the planet, where Esau, like, let's look at it right now. They getting ready to go into Venezuela, right? I think they got supposedly 15,000 troops ready to go into Venezuela. America has bases all over the planet. Another example is they about to get busy with Iran. What happened last summer between Israel or the Amalekites and Iran, that's about to go down again, right? Keep going.
Verse 2, with whom the kings of earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
It says, with whom the kings of earth, the other nations, have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth made drunk, meaning adopted Esau's philosophies and doctrines, i.e., democracy or homosexuality, for example. Right? Keep going.
Verse 3, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit up on a scarlet-colored beast, full of names, blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now, we discussed the 7 heads and the 10 horns several times tonight, right? Keep going.
Verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple, scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
The devil, Esau, the devil, right? None of these attributes are good, right? If you take a look at it, none of these attributes that the Most High is ascribing to Esau are good. Abominations and filthiness and blah, blah, blah. Keep going.
Verse 5, and upon the forehead was name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
This is talking about America, right? Keep going.
Verse 6, and I saw a woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of martyrs of Yahushua. When I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
So it says the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Yahushua. Who's that? That's talking about us. How America is filled with our blood. The Israelites' blood, whether they be the Native Americans or the son of, that's what it's talking about. It said filled with the blood of the saints. So there has to be a punishment. And we all know our history. Sooner or later, the Most High avenged us. He drowned the Egyptians, for example. So it's just a matter of time before this place gets judged. but certain things have to happen first. And we read earlier, it says, and nation shall be divided against itself. So if you look at America, they have a military alliance with NATO, which is the France, Britain, those European countries. But even they are going to come against us. Let's read that. Revelation 17 and 16. Read that real quick.
Con. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these should hate the whore, and should make her desolate and naked, and should eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
And burn her with fire. The 10 horns is NATO. We just established the European Union. So it's basically talking about at a certain point, they're going to fire on us. Basically, everybody's going to fire on us. That's the judgment for America, to have everybody shoot at America. That's the judgment. And let's get into that a little bit in Revelation 18, and I guess I can finish up unless y'all want to say something. Go to Revelations 18 and start at 2.
Revelation 18 start at 2. Come.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
So it's talking about America. It says Babylon the great is fallen, We're in the process of that right now. It said become the habitation of devils, the hold of every foul. Any evil shit, shocking for my language, any evilness is found right here in America. Men claiming to be women, women claiming to be men. You know what I'm saying? All the wickedness, you got little YNs. What happened in Chicago was a couple of weeks ago, they beat the snot out of that old man, right? That was crazy.
Yeah, one of the elders. Yeah.
That was crazy, man. And it's all because what? We just read before with Alexander, and evils multiplied on the earth. Right? That's why the Bible says when the wicked rule, the people are in mourning. And when the righteous rule, what is that? The people will rejoice, right? The whole world, the whole planet's out of whack because the wrong people are running it. Basically, read verse 3.
Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth was waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Everybody got rich off the us, basically. Now, we just read the wrath of the fornication and stuff, but we just explained that. But in addition, it said the merchants of the earth are waxed rich in the abundance of her delicacy. Everybody got rich off your black ass.
Good.
Mine too. The Israelites. Let me rephrase that, right? Read verse 4.
Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. They are not partakers of her sins, and they yet receive not of her plagues.
So that's the Most High trying to warn us. Come out of her, my people. Stop with these pagan holidays. Stop with the Christianity. Stop with the YN culture. Stop with the drug culture. Stop with the thought culture. Come out of her, my people. Come back to the Lord's statutes and commandments and the Israelite customs and culture, right? That's what we have to do. And obviously repent if you want to be part of that elect. If you don't want to be part of the elect, hey, knock yourself out, right? Keep going.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached up to heaven, and Yahweh had remembered her iniquities.
So it's just too much going on right now. That's why the Most High is going to blow this place up. Give me real quick. Give me Amos chapter 9, verse 8, and then we'll come back. And I think I'll finish up on Revelations 18. But go to Amos real quick, because a lot of people don't think America's going to be blown up because we're supposed to have the best military on the planet. Let's see what the Most High said.
You said Amos.
Ouch.
Let me find Amos. Okay, here go Amos right here. Amos 1 and 8.
9 and 8.
9 and 8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Come, here you go. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh power upon a sinful kingdom, and I will
That's talking
destroy
about America. Read it again.
Behold, the eyes of Yahweh power are upon a sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said Yahweh.
So that's talking about the elect, because the Bible said what? 2 out of every 3 niggas gonna die. So I give them my language. 2/3 are gonna die. It said, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. That's the elect. Most High willing, we'll be on those chariots watching this place burn, right? Let's go back to Revelations. Where was we at? 18:6, I think.
18.
I'm almost done.
All right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto the double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double.
So when it's talking about the cup represents slavery. So Esau is going to have 1,000-year slavery in the kingdom and then be exterminated according to Obadiah 1:18, right? It said reward her double. So we all know when you read the Bible, it's line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. So what I just jumped into was a future prophecy about the kingdom, low key, right? Read verse 7.
Verse 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit at the queen, and I'm no widow, and she see no sorrow.
So once again, she lived deliciously off the Israelites. Free labor for hundreds of years. You lived deliciously off of us, right? It says, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Your head is puffed up. Your arms are too short to box with God or Yahweh. You know, Yahweh's going to take you down. You deserve to be taken down. Still to this day, look at the Trump supporters. Look, as we just talked about the blood of the saints. You know, the hypocrisy in this country is like off the hook. It's ridiculous. Read verse 8.
Verse 8. Therefore should her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she should be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is Yahweh power who judges.
So I don't give a damn how many nuclear weapons you got and what you got and this and that. You got to go, right? Read verse 10.
Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come.
So it says, in 1 hour thy judgment is come. It's going to take 1 hour to wipe America off the map, right? Via nuclear destruction and the chariots. Now the Most High's got to get the glory. So when Yahushua comes with these so-called UFOs, they're going to do damage, right? And we're going to get into this just a little bit, and then I'll be done. The Spirit just brought it on me. Give me 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, please.
2nd Ezra
13 and 2. Start at 2. Because a lot of people say the Bible's fairy tales. Nobody lived in a book in the mouth of a whale for 3 days, and people don't believe this. But the funny thing is, you see everything that we saying coming true right before your very eyes. You know. So this book is true, and it tells you exactly what is going to happen. Now, if you don't want to believe it, that's your business. But watch it happen. 2nd Ezra 13 and 2. You got it?
Yeah, come. This is book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved all the ways thereof.
Keep going.
Verse 3, and behold, I beheld, lo, the man waxed strong with 1,000 of heaven, and when he turned into countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
So that's talking about who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, coming with UFOs when it says the thousands of heaven. Excuse me, those are the chariots, because we need to be rescued. We need to be rescued out of this wicked ass kingdom, right? If you go on, if you don't know this truth, what are you most likely going to be involved in? Street culture, thought culture, YNs, going to Coon Christian Church. We need to get out of here. This is crazy, right? This is ridiculous right now. You know what I'm saying? Walking down the street, some transsexual might try and holler at you, talking about, hey, Remember that show with Martin? Remember Martin? And Martin was in the DMV trying to pay a ticket, and dude said, "Hey, Almond Brown."
Yeah.
That's why you got around this place, man. Come on, man. Get me out of here, man. I can't stand it, man. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. Do me a favor. Give me 1 John 2:15 real quick, because this is the problem. If you're not in this truth, this is your option. We're going to show you your option. Give me 1 John chapter 2, verse 15.
All right, go. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15.
Yeah.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So if you're not in this truth, this is basically your option. You're in the world. Keep going.
Verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
All that's in the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the, God damn, that bitch fine. Salaki for my life. The lust of the eyes and the pride of life. Trying to run everybody, and this gangs, I'm in the GDs, man, or whatever it is. If you're not following the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, if you don't understand that you're an Israelite, if you don't understand to celebrate Feast of Dedication, Passover, Purim, first fruits, new moon, Shabbat, etc., you're in the world. Right? Agreed? Right. And we just read in Revelation 18, all that's in Babel is become the habitation of devils. Like Salaki, give me real quick Luke 1 and 68, real quick, and I'm almost done. I swear I'm almost done. Try and keep this a real short. Luke chapter 1, verse 68.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be Yahweh power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Now that didn't happen yet, but it will. Keep going.
And has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Keep going.
Verse 70, as he spake in the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Keep going.
Verse 71, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from all those that hate us. Esau doesn't need to be saved from that. We do, right? So guess who's coming? Our big King Yahweh Shai is coming back to F stuff up and make it right. That's basically what I'm talking about. All right. Does anybody want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say like two closing scriptures, and I'm gonna get out of here. I know we've been long-winded. I'm gonna stay in the book of Luke. I'm gonna go into verse 21 and verse 24.
Luke what?
Luke 21 and 24.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Con. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Now, when it said you fall by the edge of the sword is Esau, right? When you went into Daniel, I believe 7 and 22, said they was going to be taken in by the what you said in Daniel 7 and 22? You said that they was going to be taken in
Daniel 7:22. Let's go to that.
Yeah, go to it real quick.
Let's go to that real quick. It said, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given unto the saints of the Most High.
Well, slack it. Let's go to 21 and then read 22.
Okay, yeah, right. Daniel chapter 7, verse 21 says, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. So that's about how we got whooped out over here.
Right. This is in 70 AD right here. This is falling by the edge of Esau, right here, the sword. Esau is a sword in the Bible. This right here. So that's what happened to us in Daniel 7 and 21. And we won't be redeemed from this into Daniel 7 and 22, the Ancient of Days, Yahushua. And it says we should be led away captive into all nations, right?
Yep.
And Jerusalem should be trodden down to the Gentiles. So the people that's in Jerusalem now, right? So now if you go through a timeline, now if anybody who's a Christian or Muslim, I don't care who you is, let's go through the timeline now, right? So we can go through history and look through it and see in 70 AD that the Israelites were expelled from the land, right? So we know that happened. This is a biblical prophecy that Yahushua gave in somewhere around 30 AD, 40 years before it happened, right? So it says they'll be led captive into all nations. So the real Israelites are captive into all nations, right? And then Jerusalem right now are full of Gentiles right now.
That's right. That's right.
And it says until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So when the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled, where Elder Yakab was breaking the precepts and prophecies on, that time is coming up now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we coming to the end. So I'm gonna go close out with this last scripture right here. I know my brother Mike Olive. You all good, King?
yeah, I'm all good, King. I'm letting y'all do y'all thing, man.
I know you probably like, man, we get it in.
Oh man,
my bad. I'm a little long-winded. Forgive me, man.
Oh no, man. Everlasting knowledge, man. Everlasting knowledge, man.
All right, so this is second net 6 and 9. So I'm gonna digress after this. So when it talks about Luke 21:24, when it says time divided of the time, it's talking about for Esau is the end of the world. So it's talking about the dividing of time. It's the end of Esau reign right here. Because the name of the topic is the rise and fall of Esau.
Right.
Prophecy. So this is the end of the world. And then after that happened, in Daniel 22, Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So in Daniel 22, the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. That's what we waiting for. In 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, Jacob is the beginning that followed. So I digress after that.
Yeah, I think we covered it. I think that
we covered it. Amaf said Shabbat Shalom to us. So Shabbat Shalom, King. He was well.
That's right.
That's well.
The whole
time. Shabbat Shalom to the 12.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Good.
Oh man.
All right, we'll close out Mike Olive, King.
Oh man, I just want to say once again, all honor and glory to you. How about Shemi Al-Shah Brekatah? So grateful for the knowledge, the water to the elder for hopping on, teaching us some things, teaching y'all some things. Shalom, Kwame Yashala, man.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.
All praises.
All praises, y'all. All praises, man.